So the prompt was, I am self-made.
Real estate. I didn't have anyone in my family that had millions of dollars. And so for me, I do remember being like 15, 16 years old, having 20 bucks and working part-time after school and like saving away all that money. And then I used that money to get my real estate license.
As a kid, you got to put in the work. As a kid, you got to put in the time. And as a kid, you got to just take what you can get. I know I didn't start working until I was like 15. I was lucky. Some states you can get hired at 15, something, but there's very, very few jobs. Normally, you got to be 16. But I was a busboy, man, and I worked like crazy. But the main thing I hated though is just there's always a cap on how much you can make in certain industry. But as a kid, I didn't know that. So I'm working hours after hours. I'm young. I'm hustling, living at my parents. So I don't have that much to save. So I can understand that you broke, you saving. But at the same time, it's different between being broke when you're young and a teenager in your early 20s compared to like you late 20s, early 30s. You got a roommate. It could be any age, but those things could happen down the line. You have a roommate. You could have a bill issue, student loans, rent, mortgage. There's a whole bunch of different factors that play. So at certain levels, it's okay to be broke, but other levels, like you got a family, you got a wife, kids, a husband, and a kids, whatever you may have.
I did grow up in a single family household. We ended up sharing like a one bedroom apartment with 5 people living on one bed. Living through those struggles really did put into perspective that I just wanted more out of life. So I went out there and I did whatever it took to build my wealth. And even though all odds were stacked against me, like I failed out of business administration. My counselor told me I would never make it in business, but I took
Fire that counselor, man. Fire that counselor.
and it lit a fire under me to prove her wrong almost.
Ain't nothing wrong for that desire, that tenacity, that motivation. Like when somebody's getting on your nerves and they down you, or you can't do this, you can't do that. Like it's good to have that motivation. Like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna prove you wrong. You know what? I'm gonna show you. You know what? I'm not gonna let what you say hold me back for what I know I can do and I'm capable of. So I'm a big, 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 big fan of this about just proving people wrong. It lights a fire just to keep going.
And I didn't get it from the bottom.
I disagree with that. I don't think you need to come from straight from the bottom.
Dang, Tim. Dang, Tim, let her finish.
I know a lot of people who started their whole businesses with a few $1,000s.
I get what he's trying to say. It's possible with a few thousand compared to millions, but at the same time, I'm working 2, 3 jobs and I only got maybe $200 left out of the month to do whatever. Save or maybe go to a movie with a friend or with a friend every other week. That's about it. Like $1,000, shoot. Most Americans don't even have $500, so you gotta be careful on that.
More than what I had, so in my mind,
like a few
you're going to
thousand
be
isn't
better.
going to make or break your business, like your life. Like you can't.
Shoot.
$0?
Let's say you start with $1,000. I still believe you're self-made. Even 10,000, even 20,000.
He's not self-aware that a lot of people don't have $500 in their bank account. And if I ain't got 500, what makes you think I got 1,000? Now he's talking about 10 and 20. And on top of that, our parents don't got no money like that. And if it does, it's usually to refinance their home. So you gotta be conscious of that.
6 figures or 7 figures.
I'm broke and I live at mom's house with $0. You're in a way better position
You
than me.
can mow lawns for a few months and make like a few $1,000s. Like there's ways.
You know how many
Damn.
lawns I'm going to have to mow?
It's a lot of lawns, but that is
$20 or
self-made.
$40.
I know what it feels like to be poor.
Because my poor and your poor or somebody else's poor might be totally, totally, totally different. My poor is like, I can't afford to hang out with friends. I can take care of my living needs. I got a roof over my head, clothes on my back, food in my fridge. I can do that, but I can't do any social activities. I can't go to the movies. I can't go on dates. I can't hang out. Everybody's poor is different. Another poor is like you got to wash paper plates and you got to reuse paper plates and wash them. Like I've heard stories of people doing that. And I ain't never had to do that before. Or you ain't got no money to buy no new clothes for you, but since your brother, but you can get hand-me-downs from your brother. I've never had to do that before, but everybody's poor is different.
The difference between being poor and being broke.
See?
I've been broke before. Like me and my husband have been broke many times in like our relationship, but we've never been poor. And even like a long time ago when I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment with my family, we were never poor. I mean, I was happy. Like I had pudding. We went to like parks and stuff. I never felt poor.
Broke doesn't have to be just financial. Broke could be, financial is a big part. Don't get me wrong. Financial is a big part, but also it can be like, yo, bro, I'm going through a breakup, or I got this crazy dream and this possibility to go after what I want to do in life, but no one understands. So I'm alone. So you're alone and you've never done it before. Nobody around you has done it before. It's what you see on the internet and TV. And it's like, yo, I'm trying. So you could be broken that, just exhausted mentally, starting a business, emotionally, like, yo, you're alone, you're scared, you're nervous, you're stressed.
A decade I was running a pool company in order to eventually gain the opportunities to ultimately move that ball down the court, obviously. So
But were you happy?
I mean, I wasn't, not really, right? Because there was a lot of stuff going on, and like I'm living in a garage and I'm growing up, and I had to not only become rich financially, but also mentally.
I know what it's like to have everything and lose it all. So for me, my parents split when I was young. My family was broken. My mom had to then support 2 children. My dad had some nasty habits with gambling and lost everything.
You're struggling already, and then they do something like this. Like, I can't imagine as a daughter what she went through, seeing her mother go what she had to go through. Like, that's tough. That's tough.